everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and I hope you guys are subscribed like my last video. Just in case you guys didn't know, my name is Kimberly Nicho. I just started YouTube, so I said might as well do a story time with Kim. So let's start off. To tell you the experience that changed my life. The experience that changed my life was 9 years ago. I was diagnosed with a benign tumor in my abdominal area. I did lose 60% of my spleen and also my pancreas. 60% of my pancreas and my spleen. Sorry, that's very confusing. My spleen was completely removed due to the acid that was in my stomach that was spilling in my organs. Unfortunately, the spleen couldn't make it, and 60% of my spleen couldn't make it, and 60% of my pancreas had to be cut away due to the damage that it encountered. So it left me with no spleen and only 40% of a pancreas. But thankfully they got to my other organs and ended up cleaning everything as soon as possible. My stomach was pretty inflated due to the acid, and like all my organs were just really squished, and some of them were just not functioning well. So it was a very difficult recovery process. But when I ended up finding out was December the 25th, that I was feeling really uncomfortable. I ended up coming home after staying at my aunt's house for Christmas. My parents did come home the earlier that day, but I ended up staying because my cousins were all there. But I was feeling this pain, thinking it was cramps, and that my monthly situation was happening, but it wasn't. So when I came home, I ended up throwing up in the washroom because I thought I had food poisoning or something just didn't sit in my stomach well. I ended up passing out after throwing up. My dad was in shock. He ended up trying to wake me up. I was kind of zoned out for a while, like I blanked out. When I got up, my dad already went to go get the car. My mom had me, she gave me water. My brother wasn't here, he was out, I believe with my cousin, or I have a lot of cousins, his best friend, I believe, one of those. So he didn't know the situation until my parents ended up calling him that night. I was rushed to the hospital. My dad ended up getting the car and he rushed me straight to the hospital because something was just not right. I couldn't walk, and I was already kind of dazed out. They ended up bringing a wheelchair because the pain was unbearable. It was happening on the left side of my stomach. It was hurting a lot. It was a pain that I could never explain. It's unexplainable. It was very horrible. It was a bad experience in the hospital in Brampton, the Brampton Hospital. I was there for, I believe, 1 day only, and they ended up changing me to the Kids Hospital in Toronto. Due to my age and my situation, they did many ultrasounds and x-rays before setting me there. They did find a type of lump, they said, at this Brampton Hospital, but they didn't want to proceed through due to my age, and that they feel like Sick Kids can help me a lot better, and they have those specific people. So they ended up taking me to Sick Kids. My whole family came with me when we were there. A lot more examinations. I was on morphine half the time, to be honest, because of the pain. It was intolerable. Like, it was very bad. Like, I felt horrible and it hurt so much. I tried to like clench onto stuff and like hold away the pain, and it was really bad. So I was on morphine half the time. I was kind of dazed off and I was very tired. I was exhausted. My body was giving up. I feel like at times I couldn't make it, but I had to remind myself, gotta push. You literally gotta keep pushing. If you don't push, you're giving up on yourself. And that was on my mind like often. And seeing my parents sad even made me become stronger. Like, no, I can't let them lose me right now. Like, I am not done with having an amazing life, even though I already had one. I was gonna be fine with it if I did pass away. But at the same time, seeing my parents so distraught and like scared, I just couldn't. I couldn't bear the fact that I would leave them or my brother, because I only have one brother, and it's hard imagining just him alone. Like, I just know my brother would feel so much pain, and I didn't want to have my family experience that. So I put this thing in my mind that just stay as focused as possible and keep pushing, because you're gonna make it through. So through the process of everything, I ended up also getting more ultrasounds and more x-rays. During this process of doing that, I remember the pain was just, it was horrible. When they would try to like scan my stomach, it would hurt. Like, I would literally cry. And at one point they just had to always give me pillows to do more x-rays and ultrasounds. And also when they had to move me on the bed from my regular bed, the bed that transfers you to other places, to the scanning bed, it was horrible. It was scary every time. I believe 2 days later we ended up getting the results and what needs to be done, what has to be done, and etc. They did assume the tumor was literally maybe, I believe they said, not that large, but large enough. The scar was also supposed to be pretty small, like maybe this small, like only the bottom of like where your bra ends, where your bra is, to like halfway stomach or a little bit higher. It's supposed to be a little bit smaller. But I was diagnosed with a benign tumor. Then they did tell me that I had to go through surgery. They told me every step that was gonna happen, what was gonna come out of it. Scar was very difficult time, because I feel like that was a hard part that I had to face. I did authorize them to give me an epidural shot, so after surgery I wouldn't feel so much pain from my neck below. So after that, I literally knocked out. But when I woke up, a lot of things changed. They did speak to me afterwards, bringing me to my bed and everything. My surgery took 5 hours and a little bit more. I did ended up finding out I lost my spleen and 60% of my pancreas. And I also did find out that the tumor was 15 centimeters, so a lot larger than they expected. And on top of that, as well, the scar that they and me and them had an agreement with ended up being a lot larger than expected. So the scar now is pretty long. I don't like showing my scar, but it is pretty long. So it's from my lower chest area, like closer to my ribs tip, like right over here. My ribs are here, and then all the way down, passing my belly button, a little bit passing my belly button. So that kind of changed my perspective, and right away it kind of affected my like confidence, because I was very young and I always wanted to wear like bikinis and stuff like that. So it took time for me to even recover from that. even recover from my overall health. But the surgery ended up changing my life because even though the tumor was 15 centimeters long, and it was also almost killing me, and I lost my spleen and I lost my pancreas, it still taught me how valuable my life is day by day. Unfortunately, right away I didn't notice it. I kind of took some stuff for granted, and we live, we learn. But when it comes to situations like this, I feel like everyone gets an understanding from it. So for me, right away, after recovering, after my surgery, I ended up staying in sick kids for 2 weeks and a half. I started walking the second day with all my cords. I'll insert the picture here. I was pushing myself instead of taking step by step. I was pushing myself to recovery instead of allowing myself to relax, which is so important when it comes to any type of recovery. You gotta take it step by step. Analyze every step, see what you're doing, but I don't regret it, because at the end of the day, that made me learn that I have to take, a pause in certain things. Also, going through that and seeing my family in such pain and hearing how much, they missed me at home, and reminded me how valuable that family is. And sometimes we forget it when it comes to situations, but I feel like we gotta remember the ones that are supporting us the most are always gonna be there. Unlike others, it's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna look at you and view you the same, but that's okay. You gotta love yourself and appreciate the love that you already have, because there's some people that don't even have that. So it taught me so much, and after surgery, after I recovered, I unfortunately did not go back to even trying any sports. It took me about, I think, 2 years or a year to get back into my activities, because prior to the surgery, I was going into the gym, Good Life, like the summer free pass for teenagers. It was very difficult. I before surgery, I did weigh, I will paste a picture right here. I did weigh 135, and I'm 5'3". And then on this side, after surgery, you will see it below, at the top, that I ended up dropping to 109 pounds, or I believe 106. I lost a lot of weight. I became very insecure, and it was very difficult for me to deal with. But it's okay. These type of struggles teach you a lot. Due to the fact that I lost a lot of weight, doesn't mean I couldn't gain it, but doesn't mean it was gonna be easy either. It was very difficult. The first 2 years out of surgery, 2 to 3 years, I would get sick every week. My immune system was very weak. It was difficult. I couldn't eat outside. If I did, because I wanted to, and I see my friends do it, you come to a craving point, right? I would eat and get food poisoning, especially if certain things weren't cooked properly, if certain things weren't if things weren't just properly made, I would just catch everything you could think of. Till now, I had to be very careful when it comes to certain bacteria and viruses due to the COVID-19 incident that's happening right now. I have to be very careful. I am very weak in that area, unfortunately, due to me not having my spleen or my pancreas, well, only 40% of it. It is very difficult for my immune system to back up certain areas for myself and create certain defenses that I need. So I take care of myself as much as possible. Throughout the years, which has been 9 years now, I learned that you gotta literally put yourself first and recover. I was very stubborn at certain things, but I am learning and still am open to learn. Due to the fitness lifestyle, I got back into after being active. After 2 years, got to Good Life. I ended up going to martial arts, a gym called Dog Pound. I fell in love and I have great memories there. It was an amazing experience, and my master was absolutely supporting that process of my life. Showed me self-confidence, self-discipline, positivity. I also suffered with a lot of anger after my surgery, especially. I would question certain things, and why I couldn't do certain things, and why I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. Overall, when it came to this, it just made me become super aware of my lifestyle, of what I do to my body, what is going in my body. Not a big drinker, but when I was drinking a certain amount that I shouldn't have been due to my surgery, I shouldn't even be drinking. Even after 2 years, I started, having fun with my friends. I shouldn't have been doing that. I had to focus on my health and my recovery. But when you're young, certain things kind of don't listen. But I still enjoy those times. You live and learn. But yeah, to be honest, I try to make this as short as possible because I feel like the message of the overall story is that throughout that experience that I experienced, I feel like you can bounce back and stay and have that positive mindset and create that positive mindset, and focus on yourself, and try to bring that for yourself, and like the positive atmosphere and the people you're surrounding. Like, it's very important to have a solid foundation for you to grow and excel in life. From experience with that, I became such a hard worker. I did start paying off school myself. So the age of, I believe, 19, I ended up getting 3 jobs to work with school, and I was a part-time in school, so it's a lot of things. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta see the positive outcomes to stuff, the light at the end of the tunnel. But this taught me a lot about caring for yourself and taking your health serious, not just your physical appearance. It's all about that mental state, that overall health inside and out. You have to be very attentive in what is going on with your body. If you still want to succeed and push through in life, you gotta focus on yourself, because you want to value yourself and overall self. But yeah, I hope everyone gets to learn something, and hopefully everyone's going for the yearly physicals and doing their checkups that they need to. I say this all the time, health is very important, and if you are not feeling well, I always recommend everyone to always check on themselves. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, but it is important to be aware of certain things. If you're scared to go to the doctor, don't be, because until you go and get news of what you are encountering, you're able to have a reaction. Don't overreact, and don't react before you don't have it, or don't overwhelm yourself, because that's just going to cause stress. Everyone stays healthy, especially with this whole COVID-19 happening. Stay safe and just stay wonderful and love yourself. Thank you so much for watching my video, and bye. And one little thing I forgot to say, like, share, and subscribe. Some information for my social media will be down below. Thank you so much and have a great day.